Hi everybody. For this problem, we want to find the absolute minimum for this function over the interval from -1 to 3. And I want you to notice that that's a polynomial function. So it is continuous and we have a closed interval. So we are guaranteed to have an absolute minimum and an absolute maximum. We're specifically looking for the absolute minimum. So the first thing we want to look at are the endpoints of our interval. So our first calculations come with putting -1 into our function. So I'll have 2 times -1 squared plus a -1 plus 2, and that will give us 3. And then we'll also put 3 into the function, and we will get 23. So those are our endpoints. Now we want to look to see if we have any relative minimum or maximum within this interval. So we are going to take the derivative and then set it equal to 0. So we'll have 4x plus 1, and then we're going to set this derivative equal to 0 and solve for x, and we'll get subtract 1, divide by 4, we'll get -1/4. And now we can take that value and we'll put it back into the original function to see if it is smaller than 3, which is currently our smallest value. So we'll have -1/4 equal to 2 times -1/4 squared plus -1/4 plus 2. And this particular problem asks us to enter our answer as a rational number, so I can't just throw this in my calculator and get a decimal. Although if you're really good with your calculator, you can get the decimal and then convert it back to a fraction. I'm just going to stick with the fractions. -1/4 squared is a positive 1/16. So I'll have 2 over 16 minus 1 over 4 plus 2. Or I'm going to make everything in terms of eighths. So I'll have 1/8 minus 2/8 plus 16/8, finding a common denominator with everything, which will give me 15/8. And this is about 1.875, not about, it is 1.875, which is smaller than 3. So we are comparing now the 3, the 23, and the 15/8 to see which is the smallest value, and the 15/8 is, so this is our absolute minimum.